headline from Fox Business News, Denver Airport's jobs fair, hope for 5,000 visitors. Only 100 people showed up. What? Denver International Airport had a job fair this weekend, and they were hoping to see 5,000 people show up. But only 100 people showed up. I'm trying not to laugh, but I mean, it's so unbelievable when you read stuff like this, and yet it's to be expected. The Denver Concessionaires Association president, Dennis DeLongchamp, had told a local news channel that we've got a very lofty goal to see about 5,000 people show up today. Can you imagine planning for 5,000 people and 100 show up? They're trying to fill 1,000 openings. Jobs at stores, restaurants, other businesses. Those openings have got to be filled soon if they're going to return to normal operating hours. He said, we've got anything from entry-level positions all the way to top executive management available out here. We are at such a staffing deficit, said Elise Lalama, HR director for Skyport Hospitality, that has 150 jobs at the airport alone. We are at such a staffing deficit, she said, we'd be grateful for just 5, but we're looking to hire over 150. Another operations director trying to put on the job fair said, we were expecting the masses to come knocking on our door. These are brick and mortar jobs, brick and mortar positions, and there's just a change in what's possible now today to earn an income. It's just tough on brick and mortar operations to fill positions that once had stacks of applications. The job fair had representatives from 170 different concessions. So that's your food and your retail stores. And then if you look across the country, this is synonymous with the response in other places, retail and restaurants struggling. Can't get anybody to come in. One restaurant in St. Louis, Missouri, announced on Facebook last week that it was permanently shutting its doors after 46 years of business because they couldn't find staff. Another restaurant owner in New Jersey, Jason Kramer of the Doo-Wop Drive-In. By the way, that sounds like a great dive, doesn't it? Boy, I'd like to have myself a hot dog. I think a chili dog from the Doo-Wop Drive-In. I don't know why I chose chili dog, but I think that's probably the way to go there. Said that he struggled to find people. He said, we struggled all summer long. I feel bad for every restaurant bar owner. It's just bad. All right, so here's the deal. I share this article because I've had people asking me about this because of my position, the kind of work I do. And until recently, I was still examining what's going on out there. And here's the thing. First time I've seen in an article, by the way, that somebody's kind of put their finger on it. And I really think this is right. And the issue is there are way more ways to make income now than there used to be. And this is what Mortensen said. I was looking for it real quick in there. Derek Mortensen said this, and he's right. Brick and mortar. And so what he means by brick and mortar is, let's just call it retail and restaurant. Retail, restaurant. Now, if you think about it, those jobs for hourly entry-level workers to make kind of a basic hourly wage, it's not going to be a great wage, but it was kind of the lower wage, and then maybe you could move up. Those were the places that you went to get those jobs, retail and restaurant. But he's right, and I've been thinking about this. And I said it last week to a friend of mine. What's going on? We have 10.4 million jobs available, 8.3 million people unemployed. So this is the big consternation for the news media and even myself for a while, because you're going, well, then what's going on? The unemployment benefits have ended. So what's happening? Here's what's happening. People can open up an online store. I'm just giving you some real things. You can go on Amazon, start a business today. You can drive for Uber in your own car, listen to your own music, and make as much money doing that as you would working at a retail location, for an example, maybe more. There are new jobs, new types of jobs. More than ever, people can sell stuff online. They can get into the flipping business. There's just more jobs than there used to be. And as a result, people are going, I can do this, which is a lot more fun than standing on my feet 8 hours a day selling a sweater that I don't care about, or dealing with unruly people in a restaurant. Now, your waiters in fine dining restaurants, they're killing it, so you can't compete. But we're talking about your chain restaurants, your chain retail where there's no commission involved and it's just an hourly wage. They're struggling right now. And I'm going to tell you something. We're going to see this continue to play out, and I think the dine-in experience is going to change dramatically. Like the days of going to Applebee's, despite the hit country song, I just think those kind of chains are going to struggle. I think they're going to have to turn into a quick service restaurant. It's just going to change. And things are going to have to get automated, or they're going to go out of business. And so you're going to have your finer restaurants that will thrive with the experience, but people are paying for the experience. I'm thinking of a local restaurant right now in Franklin. I'm going to pay way more for a pork chop than I should, but the ambiance is great. The wine is fabulous. The whole experience is worth it. So people are going to pay for an experience. But when it comes to your retail and your restaurant chains where it's not an experience, it's just been a convenient sit down, I think it's going to change. And I think it's the beginning of the end for that kind of environment, because there are other jobs now. And when we see data on top of this data where high school seniors are telling pollsters that they're thinking about starting their own businesses coming out of high school, those people traditionally would go to the restaurant, to the mall, to the airport and work in a job. They're not going to go anymore. And so watch for automation and artificial intelligence in these high traffic convenience areas. You're going to see that happen. Now, why am I telling you all this? Because I want you to have perspective. If maybe you're a small business owner, you own your own restaurant, experience is going to be key. Experience. You create an experience for people with the human element, they're going to come. But if it's just, I see you as convenience only, you're going to have to automate. If it's a human experience, they're going to keep coming. If it's a convenience experience, it's going to automate. Give you an example. I was just thinking about this the other day. I can't remember the last time that I ran my groceries, Alex, through an actual, what do you call them? The grocer, or what do you call it? It doesn't matter. Cashier. I don't do it anymore. Unless if I got 50 items, I'm going to do it. So like a Costco, because I got 2 teenage boys. I mean, the amount of food I go through is obscene. So Costco, we run it through because we got 176 items. But when I just run to my local grocery store and I'm getting 3 or 4 items, I'm doing it all myself. So don't, if you're in that business or you're thinking about getting in that lane, experience. I'm talking to my entrepreneurs right now, people that want to start something. The human experience is going to always thrive. But the convenience business, whether that's clothing, whatever, you're going to have to automate it online. Make it super easy, an app. That's going to win. Convenience will win and experience will win. Outside of convenience and experience, well, you got a bad idea anyway, so don't do it. But if you're going to drive convenience and try to do experience with it, it's not going to work. The only thing that's going to thrive in this new era is I want to go sit down for 2 or 3 hours with some great friends, have a great meal, and I'm going to pay for it. Other than that, I hate to tell you, Chili's, you're in big trouble.